In fact, the habit of flattening the skull of an infant and forcing it to grow in an elongated shape was a practice used by ancient Peruvians, Mayans, flatheads, Egyptians. You see some of the Egyptian pictures where they had the longer, even in the South. You know, I heard stories where they used to actually shake the baby's head with their hands. You know, all this is directly related to us. In fact, the habit of flattening the skull of an infant and forcing it to grow in an elongated shape was a practice used by ancient Peruvians, Mayans, flatheads, Egyptians. You see some of the Egyptian pictures where they had the longer, even in the South. You know, I heard stories where they used to actually shake the baby's head with their hands. You know, all this is directly related to us.
All right, Shalom Israel, Shalom Israel, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah, also Barak Abanawa, Yahweh Bashem, Mashiach, Yahweh Shai. All right, may the Most High, the Father of lights, the Father of spirits, the God of heaven and Israel, bless you and yours for checking out the video. Also, all praises to his beloved Son. All right, his highly exalted and highly favored Son, Yahweh Shai. All right, this is Truth or Die Edified channel. My name is Ayasha Ma from the Truth or Die camp out here in the Virginia area at the current moment. Just want to go and shoot a quick video real quick. All right, based around Leviticus 19 and 27. All right, because what the scripture is talking about there. Well, matter of fact, I'll just read it real quick. This is Leviticus 19 and 27. Ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard. All right, basically what it's talking about right there in the first part of the verse, it says, ye shall not round the corners of your heads. Now, a lot of people teach that that's talking about edge ups. All right, and you know, I'm not telling nobody to run out and go and get no razor line at the current moment. All right, but you got to look into the history and see what ancient custom the Most High was really telling us, all right, not to look into. All right, so we're going to look at the Hebrew definitions of the beginnings of that verse, and we're going to get some understanding and edification. All right, the first couple words of the verse are here. And we're going to read the definition of the first, which is, I think that's,
Strong's H, 5362. My calf. My calf.
All right, basically that's how it would be pronounced in the modern Hebrew or whatever, and it's a verb. And the definition, number one, is to strike off skin. And the number two definition, though, when you look at it, it means to go around, compass, and to round. All right, to go around, surround, encompass, enclose, to make round, complete the circuit, to make round and round off. All right, and it says not to do that to your heads. All right, and the word right there for your head is ra'ash. All right, modern Hebrew is said like this.
Strong's H, 7218. Ramath Negev. Ramath Negev. Second entry. Rosh. Rosh.
All right, see, that second entry is what we was looking for, and it basically means head, top, summit, upper part, chief, total, sum, height, front, beginning, head of a man or animals, top tip of a mountain, height of the stars, chief head, head, front, beginning, chief choices, best, head, division, company, band of the sum. Now, when you reach back and grab the top of your head right there, basically in your palm, you feel that part of your head. And that was the part of the head that the ancient Egyptians was rounding off. All right, and everybody knows by reading the scriptures that the children of Israel was held in bondage, or they were maid servants. They went into Egypt willingly, but you know, the Egyptians basically gave them a raw deal, and all of a sudden, you know, they ended up basically working like servants and slaves. All right, now this is the custom that the Most High is telling us to go against right there, and that's the understanding on that. All right, so just real quick, also we're gonna read the rest of the verse and just get a little bit of understanding on that also. it says, ye shall not round the corners of your head, and neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard. All right. So we know that's talking about shaving. And if you put your hand up to your ears, where your ear starts, and then slide your hands back forward. All right, you're not supposed to be shaving anything before that, because actually in the definition for that word right there, pa'ah, it's the corner, edge, side, quarter, extremity, side, or corner. So you're not supposed to be getting your sideburns thinned out anyway, or whatever barbers do these days with electrical razors. All right. It says one of the definitions for that's shakath right there. Shakath is to destroy or corrupt. All right. So you're not supposed to be doing that to your beard. All right. Beard, chin. Right there, the definition is beard, chin, or A and B, beard, chin. So that's the rest of the verse. You're not supposed to be shaving your beards or taking the hair off your mustache, your whiskers, or whatever. All right. Now we're gonna get some understanding on what you can do to it real quick, and we're gonna go to 2 Samuel 19 and 14. Like I said, this is gonna be a quick video, a couple scriptures. All right. And the scripture says this: and Mephibosheth, the son of Saul, came down to meet the king, and had neither dressed his feet, nor trimmed his beard, nor washed his clothes, from the day the king departed until the day he came again in peace. All right, so basically when you went to go see the king, or when you were going to a formal ceremony or occasion or whatever, you know what I'm saying, it says here you could trim your beard, to make it look nice and neat or whatever. And the word for trim right there is aisha'ah, which means to do, fashion, accomplish, make, to make, prepare, to appoint, ordain, institute, to bring about, to be done, to be made, to be observed, to press, to squeeze. All right, so you're supposed to basically, make your beard look nice, but you're not supposed to destroy your natural line or be cutting it all down. You know what I'm saying, close to the skin or whatever. But you can dress it up and make it look nice and neat, as long as you make sure you inside the commandments. All right. If you're gonna be keeping the law, if you call yourself of the circumcision. All right, one more scripture real quick about the hair cutting, because some people think that you can't cut your hair or whatever. All right, but we're going to get some understanding on that. It says, but in all Israel there was none to be so much praised as Absalom for his beauty. From the sole of his feet even to the crown of his head there was no blemish in him. And when he pulled his head, for it was at every year's end that he pulled it, because the hair, see, it's talking about his hair. When it says he pulled it, it's talking about his actual hair was heavy upon him. Therefore he pulled it. He weighed the hair of his head at 200 shekels after the king's weight. All right, now, so we're going to see what the word there is for pulled. And the word, as you can see, is galach. All right, this is how you say it in the modern Hebrew.
Strong's H 1548. Galach. Galach.
All right, we're going to take a look at the definition. And basically it shows you here that the definition for that is to pull, shave off, all right, be bald, to shave, to be shaven, to shave one helps. Now we know Absalom wasn't bald, all right, because the scriptures against that, and the king's son wouldn't do that. Now Absalom was wicked as all hell, but you know what I'm saying, this was in a time where everybody basically kept the laws like they were supposed to. They just did a lot of wickedness. All right. And it said he measured the hair of his head. So we know he wasn't shaving his hair bald, because he used to let his hair grow and then he would cut it right back low, at the beginning of the year, like the scripture said. All right. Let's look at Leviticus 21:5 real quick. It says, they shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, nor make any cuttings in their flesh. All right, and everybody knows to get tattoos, you got to get cuttings in your flesh. And also, that was a way of mourning back in ancient times. You would cut yourself, all right, and bleed. That was the custom of the Africans and the Egyptians that was occupying the land of Canaan and the land of Ham back then. All right, Upper Egypt, Lower Egypt, whatever, the whole kingdom, Kush, Ethiopia, these are the things that these Africans, these modern day Africans were doing in the land. All right, because the Negroes in America are not related to those Africans over there. All right. So basically, no bald heads. All right, like I said, I'm not telling nobody to go out and get a razor line, but you know what I'm saying? This scripture right here is not referring to, you know, something that electric razors just started doing in recent time. He was telling us not to follow in the way of the custom of the Egyptians, all right, which was this practice of rounding the head. See that? All right, so it's okay to also dress your beard up or whatever, like the scripture said, and it's okay to cut your hair and pull your hair. All right, because you know it's hot over there in the Middle East. I'm pretty sure everybody didn't have that hair weighing them down and heating them up. All right, so with that being said, I just wanted to give a quick edification on that scripture in Leviticus 19. All right, with that, I'm going to just give all praises to the Most High and all praise to his beloved son. Sayah Shema from VA signing off. With that, I'm going to just say shalom, which is peace.